Hello and welcome to another edition of Attractwell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of Attractwell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Really glad you're here today.
We're excited to have you here today. Where we're going to be talking about how to train your AI in Attractwell so that it can sound like you, write like you want it to, in keeping with your strategy, and so much more. We're excited to have you here today. Attractwell is an all-in-one platform to serve every aspect of how you show up in your business, whether that is being found, generating leads, nurturing them toward a close, processing your payment, and ultimately serving your clients. If you're a service-based business, if you sell information, courses, if you are a consultant, if you have a networking based business, we have so many incredible use cases with our platform. And here on these office hours, you've got the opportunity to explore different ways that you can use this platform for your unique purposes. So today we're going to talk about getting the built-in AI in Attractwell set up and running exactly as you need it for your unique business, how you convert leads, how you speak, what you write, and more. So welcome. We're excited to have you here today. Head over into the chat. Let us know what you use AI for, if this is something that you are maybe just getting started with, or if you are looking to further refine the work that you're doing with AI. And if you use third party, if you pay for third party AI, let us know if that's the case as well. What do you use and what do you use it for? What we're going to do today is going to, I hope, show you that there are some use cases here in Attractwell that would keep you from maybe having to go and pay for third-party AI. So we got some exciting stuff to show. So Greg and I are going to pop out a video and get into the content that we've prepared for you here today. We'll come back and join you on video here in just a bit. So yeah, let's get into today's content. We're talking about how you can write smarter with AI, basically training the AI in Attractwell to work for your unique business. So today we're going to talk about this feature, Write with AI in Attractwell, and where you can find it. We'll also talk about the brand new AI settings in Attractwell that allows you to train the AI in your system to speak the way you need it to without having to write really long, drawn out prompts every time you need to ask for something. We'll also give you a full, complete fill in the blanks formula for training your AI. I've got examples provided. We'll walk through here today, and I'll have several of those that you can copy and adapt, whether you are selling services or coaching, what have you. And then we'll talk about prompts that get straight to the point once you have your AI set up to know what you are asking for. And as always, we'll get into live help and Q&A. I know we do have one person who signed up for a live review here today, so we'll definitely make space for you here on the call. Now, if you have questions, as always, we have live Q&A that is taking place throughout the call. If you add those here on the live call, Greg can get to them as I am presenting. And if it's something that you'd like for me to address, that is something that I can do as well. So add this to the Q&A. And then if you are watching this as a replay, please come join us. We're live every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And if you'd like to work together as one person's chosen to here today, you can set aside time on one of these upcoming calls where we can work one-on-one. You can go to attractwell.com/work review to reserve that space. And then finally, if you'd like to have someone else do the work for you, whether that's for creating your website, migrating from another platform, setting up systems for you, our team is here to help. You can go to attractwell.com/concierge to learn about those options. All right, so let's talk about the issue with AI, right? The big problem with AI, aside from, well, it's really just a big problem, right? If we're trying to get AI to write for us, the issue is that yes, it's fast and yes, it's easy, but quite often what it creates is just slop. It's not nice. It's not effective, right? So AI can provide volumes of copy in the blink of an eye, but unless you're prompting it perfectly, it's rarely very good copy. And our built-in with AI now allows you to customize your settings so that you can get better and better outcomes from the prompts that you're providing. So one thing that you should know about AI in Attractwell is that it's not a conversational model. It is not one where if it provides you input, you give it feedback. You would just simply need to edit and reprompt, right? So it's unlike ChatGPT or maybe Claude in those ways, but nonetheless, it's built right into your platform and you don't have to go and copy and paste from elsewhere. And so now you have the ability to train our AI on your voice, audience offers, strategy, and more using AI settings in Attractwell. So Write with AI, if you are unfamiliar, is all over your Attractwell account. So you're going to find this in the Start Here menu, where you can pop up this Write with AI prompt anywhere in your system. You can use this for ideation. You can use this everywhere that you see this little magic wand, where you have that magic wand in the editor. When you click that and you prompt, it can actually paste the prompt directly into the field, the editor field that it's associated with. So if you're coming up with a headline or copy for a section of a page, if you're trying to compose an email, a saved reply, a class lesson, you name it, an event, you can use AI to write that for you. So you don't, in this case, need another tool or subscription or go open another app. Or, if you are using other AIs, you don't have to go and work against maybe the maximums that you're working with in some of those, right? You can just click this right with AI from your dashboard to find that magic wand in any editor, and you can get going with exactly what you want. Now, you're going to find this in your blog posts, emails, save replies, page sections, lessons, events. It's really everywhere that you might write something in a Tractwell. You can find this right with AI, as well as just right there in the menu wherever you need it. You can click right with AI and it'll pop right up for you to work with. And this is, at the end of the day, it's your assistant that's working inside your Attractwell system, wherever you're working in Attractwell. And now with AI settings, it truly is your assistant because you can have it right for your unique business. So we're going to update our AI settings in Attractwell today. And that's really what we're going to be going over, the sort of thinking and reasoning behind the different things we put into the settings so that we can get the best prompts possible. So what we're doing here in putting information into AI settings is teaching AI to write for us so that it captures our voice, our tone, audience goals, and really importantly, our conversion strategies. So what we do in service of converting leads, converting new clients and customers through the offers that we're offering. We want our AI not just to write the thing that we say that we need, but to know fundamentally what we're trying to do, the why behind why we're writing what we're writing. Right? So you can create things that are more strategically aligned if you are providing this information. And if you wanted to supply this information in a prompt, well, you would just be spending a ton of time crafting prompts. And it's just better to tell AI what you need on a fundamental basis so that you can prompt more simply and get what you need more quickly. Because once this is set, you don't have to go and repeat this process over and over again. And you'll spend less time explaining and more time writing what matters. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone here is really particularly interested, there might be a few rare exceptions, in becoming some kind of a prompt engineer, right? Nobody here wants to necessarily be an expert in AI. We just want to be able to use AI well enough to do what it promises, right? Save us some time, help us to be more effective. And if we can just get the settings right, we can be a little bit more simplistic in the way that we approach our prompting so that getting what we want doesn't require us sitting down and rewatching a training on how to talk to AI in the first place, right? And that's what this is all about. So we're going to get into setting yours up. And what I want to do first is kind of talk through each of the sort of sections here. And by the way, we do have a little download for you guys. We have a setup guideline that I'm going to pop into the chat right here. This will, of course, be in our blog post, and you will find this. The link to this in the description for the YouTube replay. So this is what we're working through here, and you can follow along with this. So the first thing we need to work out is who we help and what it is that they're navigating. So getting into the head of the ideal person that we really want to be reaching, or the client that we're serving, right? So here we're going to describe our audience in plain language, like you would to a teammate, a colleague, and we would include positive identifiers and the challenges or goals that they're working toward. So if you're a wellness coach, you might say to the AI in this piece, you might say, I help new moms rebuild their energy and confidence after birth with gentle fitness and nutrition support. They want to feel strong and capable, but are navigating fatigue, overwhelm, and lack of time for self-care. Maybe you're a photographer. I help busy families capture real life moments with natural lifestyle photography. They value authentic images, but feel stressed by the idea of planning and posing, right? So we want to be able to contextualize. Here's who it is that I'm serving, right? And what I help them do. And just a little bit more. What's that person dealing with? What are some of the issues that they may be facing? Now, the next thing that we want to take a look at is what we offer. Now, this is going to be both on the lead generating side and on the revenue generating side. So, what are your lead magnets? What are your offers? So, you're going to name your offers and describe them. So, AI knows exactly what they are, what they do, and how they fit into your sales flow. So, for a wellness coach, we might say for lead generation, I have a 14-day reset challenge. This is a free program for new moms to rebuild energy and confidence after birth through daily 10-minute workouts, simple nutrition tips, and mindset shifts. It's designed to give small, sustainable wins without overwhelm. And at the end, participants are invited to a live online workshop where I share the 5-step postpartum wellness framework and invite them to my Strong at Home membership. So do you see how we're providing a clear map here? So we're not just saying, here's what my free thing is. We're telling them what my free thing does, right? So I am offering for free. This is the thing I'm promoting at the top of my funnel, right? Is here's my 14-day energy reset challenge. It's totally free. And then after they've completed the challenge, I have a conversion event here where I am saying, come and join this workshop. For those who join the workshop, I'm going to be promoting this membership, right? We're giving the full picture. And then, of course, that paid membership is that Strong at Home $97 a month membership with live weekly group coaching calls, a workout library, nutrition tools, private support group that continues the progress from the 14-day reset and helps members build long-term strength, stamina, and confidence. Right? So we're really giving the details of what it is and then strategically helping the AI to understand where we go from there, right? What's the purpose of this for the business? Right? And what's the benefit of it for the person who needs to learn about it? Right. So we want to make sure we get those two things done. For a photographer, their lead generation might be a family photo VIP list. It's a free email list for busy parents who want first access to seasonal mini session bookings and exclusive tips for making photo days fun. It might include a downloadable family session prep guide with wardrobe planning, posing tips, and ways to keep kids happy during the shoot. This helps to build trust and familiarity with my style as a photographer. And my paid offer are these seasonal mini sessions. They're $350 for a 30-minute session at a scenic location with 15 edited images. I offer this twice a year and I book it out in advance with my VIP subscribers. After this mini session, families receive a follow-up email with an album upgrade option and a discount toward a full family session, right? So you can see again, here's the thing that I'm offering, free or paid. What does it do? And then where does it lead? We want to make sure that we are including these details. Then we want to get into how your sales flow works. So here we spell out the path from free to paid so that AI can build the subtext into your content. So a wellness coach would say the 14-day reset builds trust and helps moms see real progress quickly. At the live workshop, I introduced the Strong at Home membership as the next step to continue their transformation. Emails and posts during and after the challenge highlight member success stories and the benefits of ongoing support. The photographer might say the VIP list keeps families engaged with seasonal tips and client showcases. When mini session bookings open, VIPs get early access and an exclusive discount. After their session, I invite them to a full session showing how it offers more time, variety, and keeps their family memories up to date. Next, we get into what we write and how it helps. Here we tell AI the content types that we create and how each of these supports our offers. So for a wellness coach, we would have our weekly blog posts that answer common postpartum questions and link to the 14-day reset. And these emails are going to share client wins, quick tips, and upcoming workshop details leading to membership invites. A photographer is going to post on the blog to feature recent shoots, location spotlights, tips for relaxed sessions, and the emails that go out to the list, highlight available booking dates, prep reminders, and showcase final galleries. Now, in these cases, I'm talking just about the things that you create and attract well. But remember, you could put in here how you like to create your Instagram posts or other types of social posts as well. And just go ahead and since you'll have all of this subtext included in your Write with AI and Attract Well, you can have it generate your content, your written content for your social posts as well. So feel free to include, though you may be publishing a blog post once a week and sending an email broadcast about it, do include here, that you post on Instagram X number of times a week with these different topics and in service of particular promotions or other goals like engagement, right? Or initiating conversations. If you host regular events, right? So maybe free events, maybe monthly or more frequently, where people can come and engage. Again, top of funnel type thing. You could include that in this list as well. All right. Now, speaking of, depending on the type of content that we create, we need to make sure that we're giving clear guidelines on how we want that content delivered. And I'm going to show you a couple of really interesting things that you can do here with your AI in Attract Well. So first, just so you know what we're doing here is we're teaching AI how your different content types that you use should be delivered so that it matches your needs without extra editing. And there are some really cool ways that you can approach this. You can include details like format, length requirement, like for blog posts, wanting 1,000 words or more, SEO requirements for things like blog posts and YouTube descriptions, podcast show notes, etc., and also for platform specific call to action instructions. So if you post on Instagram, for instance, you want to make sure that the way that the post is worded encourages them to click the blog link in the link in bio so that they can read your latest blog post, right? So a wellness coach might say, I want a minimum of 1,200 published words written in HTML. Guys, this is really cool. You're going to see how this works in Attractwell briefly. 1,200 published words written in HTML with P for the first paragraph and H2 headings for each subsequent section. Naturally incorporate SEO keywords related to postpartum fitness and energy recovery. Include two in-text links for the 14-day reset, one in the intro, one near the end, and end it with a paragraph that invite readers to join the challenge. Emails should open with a personal story or example that relates to the main tip, then give 1 to 2 actionable takeaways, and end with one clear call to action, such as to join the 14-day reset or book a consult with the link clearly visible. Keep the tone warm and personal. For Instagram posts, start with a compelling hook in the first sentence to stop the scroll. Use short paragraphs or line breaks for easy reading. When prompting a blog post, end with tap the blog, link in my bio to learn more. And when promoting a free offer, we say tap the reset link in bio to join, right? And then always include 3 to 5 relevant hashtags. And again, these are just examples. You could certainly use these as a starting point for your own to be able to provide consistent formatted content based on your needs. A photographer can do something quite similar. This example doesn't include the HTML output, so you would actually be going in and making those modifications to the blog post copy as you please. Again, here you're going to be telling it what you want to say, the types of things that you want to include, how you want to approach these formats. And of course, you can even specify hashtags for your Instagram posts and different formats for how you share. So moving on, we're near the end here, your voice and style. What we're doing here is explaining our tone, our formatting preferences, and our go-to phrases so that AI actually writes like us. Okay, so a wellness coach might say that my tone is warm, encouraging, and practical. My formatting is short paragraphs, clear headings, no jargon, right? And the phrases that I like to use are one small change at a time, your pace is perfect, and real life wellness. See, this is going to be a really important thing. If you do nothing else, if you walk away doing nothing else today, make sure that you provide this information, your tone, formatting, and phrases. Because when you don't specify these things, AI tends to be very formulaic and write in a very, well, non-human way. And really effective copywriting actually sounds in your mind as you're reading it as though someone is speaking. And you may not have noticed this or considered this, but the way most of us speak does not reflect what we would write on a published page if we were in an academic or professional environment, right? We often speak in sentence fragments, right? We punctuate with questions in between, like I just did, saying right. So there's a way that we need to be writing and engaging that is not what AI understands to do fundamentally, right? So if you are someone who has this sort of cadence to the way that you speak, you want to start trying to translate that into the way that you understand yourself to write. Because the closer you can get your written voice to sound, quote unquote, like your speaking voice, the better your copy is going to be received and is going to convert. Because people are reading copy not like they're reading a book. or a white paper or or I don't know, an academic text, right? They're reading like someone is speaking to them. And you'll build trust more quickly and you will be more influential with people if they're reading you like you sound when you speak, right? So that's really like the difference between AI having written something without being prompted to take into account your tone and your style of speaking and the difference after you have specified these things is truly night and day. It tends to be formulaic. It tends to end sentences in very specific ways every time it produces that type of a sentence. It will automatically revert to using three bullet points, even though that's absolutely arbitrary, right? So, again, really get into clarity here with your preferences for formatting, your tone, and the phrases you use. And you truly can get something that approximates your own voice that can write 100 times quicker than you do, right? So the photographer here might use a friendly, reassuring, and vivid tone, conversational, easy to read, sensory rich descriptions, and phrases like your memories matter, no stiff poses, and let's make it fun. All right. So the final piece here are our calls to action and links. Because if we're going to have AI write for us, why not have it also generate the full body of what we want to prepare? Why do we need to go back and locate that link that we want to share every time we want to share it? Why can't we just have AI put it into the copy for us, right? So here we're going to list our calls to action with full URLs so AI can add them naturally when they're relevant. So the wellness coach here would have her link to her 14-day reset sign up. We could have book your free consult, join the membership, right? So all of the calls to action that you've included in the settings that you're putting together need to be listed in this section, clearly labeled as they're labeled where you've referenced them elsewhere. The photographer would have book your session, join my VIP list, and download my prep guide, right? So we put it all together in the settings, the AI settings in Attract And here your AI profile becomes your permanent creative brief inside of the platform. And once this is saved, every AI prompt is built on your voice, your offers, and your strategy, right? So I'm not going to go through all of this and read it all for you here because this is a whole lot of text. But what I am going to show you is that I have all of this ready for you to copy, paste, and use as a template to create your own, right? So let me actually go show you exactly how you can do that in Attractwell, and then we'll talk about what prompting looks like once you've got this set up. All right. So first things first here. We're in Attractwell. We can go right here to write with AI, and you can see that settings is here, and that will open up your AI settings. Another place you can go to start working on this is right down here under account settings. You'll find AI settings in this list here as well. There it is. All right, so I've already got this open, and I have actually already copied and pasted over this whole thing here. So here's the whole example that I shared with you today for the wellness coach, the whole example for the photographer. And very specifically here for this wellness coach, this is I find this to be so fun and exciting. I have specified here for blog posts, it's minimum 1,200 published words, excluding code tags. It's formatted in HTML. It begins with div in brackets. First paragraph of the blog should always begin with this P here, and then subsequent selection or sorry sections should all have H2 headings. Post is written to be search friendly with keywords, right? This is so exciting. Like once I put all of this in, you guys, I was able to generate a blog post that was written well and HTML formatted so that I didn't have to go back and format it in like seconds. It was super exciting. Anyway, so you're just going to paste everything in here. Do make sure that you are going in and you are adjusting your links to what they need to be. You are making modifications where they matter to your business and really just anything that AI needs to know. You've got about I think neighborhood of 4,000 characters to work with here, which is probably more than double what you see here on this page, maybe triple or close to quadruple what you see here. So you can really dial this in, maybe provide examples of formatted social posts that you like to work with. Really get into detail here. And the more detail you can provide here in this background info, the better results you're going to get, right? And so basically all of these things that I've gone over with you here today, you can download this settings guide, have it open next to you while you're filling out your AI settings. Use these as sort of prompts for yourself to come up with what you'd like to say, save these changes, and then we can get to work actually prompting in our system. Now I'm actually going to walk through a couple of prompts here before we start moving into our help and Q&A. So let me get into this. So I'm going to ask, let me actually first go over here to my, I'm going to go to my campaigns because the first prompt I'm going to provide you is going to be for writing an email series. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new campaign, and I am going to ask AI to write a three-part email series that invites my leads to my group program that's focused on helping creatives get organized without burning out. So I'm going to call this program invite, right? And I'm going to prefer email for this and create the campaign. Now I can add a message and I can just go right here to my little magic wand and I can give it this prompt, right? Write a three-part email series inviting leads to my group program. It's focused on helping creatives get organized without burning out. Click write, and then we can move on from there. Now, this might not work particularly well for me because I am not writing for the postpartum moms. So that might become an issue here. But this is going to be something that can really tune in and provide you with something that's highly relevant. Here we go. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, so we've got email one, email two, email three. They've got subject lines. So here's my first subject. I can paste in right there. Here is my the second piece of this, which would be the body of the email. I can just go grab that. I'll paste that here. I obviously need to change this, right? And I would just repeat this to go and create. And do you see here, book your free consult? It actually puts the link in right there. Now, this isn't format ready. If I wanted to make this format ready, what I would do, excuse me, is just like I did for the prompt, or rather the guidelines and the AI settings for the blog post, I would identify how I want this email set up. And I would then go in and give those same instructions. So I would go into code view and say, provide this in HTML format. It begins with, the email begins with this code tag here, div, and has this call to action, etc. And then you could actually get it to deliver this to you in HTML format, wherein you could just go into code view, paste that in, and you have the fully formatted email ready to go, which is really exciting in my view. So let's go over and prompt for a blog post so that you can see just how awesome this is. I actually did this previously. I wanted to write a post, and I can go back and show you exactly what I posted for. Prior responses here. I wanted to, mm, mm, this is the one. Write a blog post that shares how mom can improve her energy levels without worrying about whether or not what she's doing or taking will harm her baby while breastfeeding. Blog posts should contain minimum 1,200 published words, excluding code tags. And this is actually what it provided to me. And it gave me this. Let me actually go over here and show you. It provided me with this, right? All of this code. I pasted it in. And do you see that? This is already hyperlinked, right? You might need to still go back and make some modifications. Definitely, of course, check it for accuracy. Make sure that it is sounding like you. But it's done a pretty nice job, right? We've got H2 headings, we've got H3 headings. It's all pre-formatted. It's got those calls to action that I asked for along with the links that are embedded, just like I provided in the AI settings, and it is at least 1,200 words. It's great, right? So if you are providing that specificity with the background info that you're asking for here, you are going to improve greatly what you get as a result. Now, I can tell you that I, prior to being able to train AI and attract well, was using ChatGPT for this to varying degrees of success, right? And quite often just not getting anything near what I want or like. And the fact that I can just go in and ask for something simply and say, I want a blog post about this thing. Make sure it's 1,200 words. I don't need to have to remember that it needs to have, like, if you don't know what H2 is or why it matters, you shouldn't need to. So long as AI knows, it'll deliver that for you, right? So now all of those things can just be working in the background and you can preserve the formatting that you're looking for, right? And so anytime you go to maybe write an email to your list, maybe I'll go to my dashboard here and actually real quick, let me go back and grab the title of that blog post. And let's just go ahead and schedule an email to go out to our list about this. So I'll publish this next Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And I will go ahead and schedule that. And now I'm going to go to my dashboard and schedule an email to my list about this. So I'm going to go to send an email, one message. I'll filter for my newsletter contacts. I'll write an email and I'll go right here, put my cursor there, right with AI, and I'm going to ask it to write an email to my list to my leads list, I'll say, specify that invites them to read my blog post titled this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write that. And once it's written, you can actually have it paste directly into the field that you're writing. And this is the case with your blog posts, with your emails. And of course, you have this in a lot of other places as well. This is so exciting. Look at that. There's so much. Go ahead and add that to editor. It looks like it posted below. So let me go and grab that. I can just copy this, delete it, and paste it right up here at the top. There we go. So I'll change this subject line up here, make sure that that is in the right place. Just as a general good practice, I'm going to remove that high first name. This is another thing you could include. Tell it to always open an email with a compelling sentence instead of putting their name first, right? You can include that in your AI settings, right? So if you want it to never say hi contact first name at the beginning, you want it to open with a compelling sentence and then mention them by name later, you can add that, right? Right. So we can actually say, I hope you're finding little pockets of joy in your days with your little one. And then we'll put our contact first name in there, right? And then we can keep moving. Pretty cool, right? So I can schedule this. Obviously, we'll make sure that I put the blog post link in here. I did not provide that. Obviously, it wouldn't know the link to the blog post automatically. So I would want to make sure that that's in here. I scheduled that to go out on the 18th. And from there, we're good to go, right? I'm going to go check out our Q&A here and see if we've got any questions we can answer here about this. If you have those, go ahead and send them my way. And I believe, let me see, today, Barb, I will be bringing you out shortly to chat with you about what you'd like to work with. Um, oh, you figured it out. Okay, excellent. Well, if you would prefer not to chat, just let me know and we're good. Okay, Denny says, I've done a complete ideal client avatar already in ChatGPT. Can I just copy and paste it in Attractwell, or should I take from that and insert it through the steps in Attractwell AI? So if you have that in ChatGPT and it's working well, you could certainly move it over, but definitely check out, sort of the guidelines that I've put in place here and ensure that you have them because the language model, I mean, we're using similar language models, right, between Attractwell and ChatGPT. However, the interface, how it learns, is different, right? So ChatGPT, for instance, particularly if you have the paid version, as you are back and forth with it, it starts memorizing and remembering things about you. With AI, it's like a light it's like a light AI that's included with Attractwell. I don't believe something that's going to continually build on its memory. Its memory is what you put into that AI settings. So you just want to make sure that as you start catching things that you want to, flag and make sure are delivered differently or correctly specifying what correct looks like in the future, just be going back and adding that to your AI settings in Attractwell. And I would argue if you're using both, right? Then you might consider making sure that you always have the same information in both, right? So what you update with us will benefit what you put into information, sort of background information in ChatGPT, such as in a project description. Um, so yeah, I would do both for sure if you're using that. And I use it for different purposes as well, primarily because I try to aim for blog posts that are like 1,500 words and longer. And quite often, if I'm getting that in code, that's going to deliver far more than the character count that is the maximum. And so I do often use ChatGPT for that purpose specifically, but there is something so priceless of being able to like be in the middle of writing an email and not have to go open up the ChatGPT app, which by the way, the app that's on the Mac right now is just absolute garbage. So now I need to have it open in a browser and that's annoying. And so you don't have to have that separate thing open anymore, which I love the simplification. Put it in a Tractwell. Keep it there. I don't have to learn anything else. All right, Courtney says, I would like to add a campaign to an automation, and I'm not clear on how to do so. My funnel is different than the two options given to us in the funnel challenge. All right, Courtney, I would love to bring you out to chat. Pop your hand up for me if you would like to chat, and we can definitely talk through that. Um, Let's see. Can I also include images and videos into blog posts? Yes, absolutely. So if you want to use Write with AI, the Write with AI and Attractwell to do this, and you want to prepare in the AI settings for that to be the case, what you would do, bear with me just a moment. I'm going to get a share set up here that's actually going to be visually correct for you. Um, Okay, so I do this personally. This is something that I do often, um, and have historically done with here we go with ChatGPT. But what I would do is first identify, perhaps in your saved replies. So let's just say in your saved replies, as an example, you have a newsletter and you want your content to be delivered in that same newsletter format every week. And maybe there's something at the top of the newsletter like an image. So let's check this one out here. We'll just use this as an example. So I'm going to go into code view and I'm going to copy this. And then what I would do, and I probably wouldn't copy the whole thing because you see all of this stuff that's happening here. It's just more code than we need. And this could get a little difficult, but if you wanted to make sure that an image is included, here, let me just create one and then I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to put an image up here at the top, and I suppose it'll be this one. And I'll make sure that that's enlarged to full width, and this will be with the alternative text. All right. So, and then here I would say compelling opening sentence here, high contact first name, and then email copy continues. And then we have a sign off. So we could call this a template, right? So I'm going to actually call this weekly newsletter template. And then I can go over here into my code view. I can copy all of this code. And then we can see if this works. I'll go over here to this AI settings and Attractwell. I'll warn you, this is not going to work for a blog post just because it's going to be too long of code to put in here if you're going to take an entire blog post and put it in here. But if you are providing guidelines like what I shared with you in this example, you'll be able to get it. So if I find my emails, I will say here, use the following as a template, the following HTML code as a template, and provide all newsletters for my list in the following format. And then I will paste, voila. I'll save changes, and now we can go over here and write and see if it comes up with that. Um, I might need to go back to the settings and say preserve all formatting, right? So that it keeps the image, but let's go find out, right? Because this is exactly what I would do if I was in ChatGPT trying to do the same. Because I do use this very thing. I'll copy an existing bit of code from a format that I want to retain, and then I'll ask that it provide the output in that same format. So I'll write a message to my newsletter list. And then I want to make sure that I specify what I wrote. So write an email to my list about this week's blog post um, titled How to Work Out Safely After um, Giving Birth. And let's see what it comes up with. Maybe it provides code. Maybe I need to go back and play around with the AI settings. Certainly hope that it does. And man, that'll be exciting. Yeah, there it is. Voila. All right. So let me copy all of this. And I'm going to go over here to paste. And I'm gonna actually pop it right in here because I know what's like, look, if we take a look at this, obviously there's code right here where it says talk soon, Jane. It's got my signature. So I don't want to disturb that. So I'm going to go to code view and just look for a place that I can put it right before all the other stuff. So this is just a line break. So I'm going to paste where that line break is. And there it is. So yes, you can do this with images if they are going to be maybe the same image every time you use them and you want to keep that as a format. Anybody like mind blown with that? It's kind of cool, right? All right. Does the AI writer continue learning? Does it learn about your voice beyond what's in your settings? Yeah, so I think I've just addressed that. It does not continue learning, but as you continue learning and want to refine the results that you're getting, you can go back and make those modifications. But yeah, at this time, it's not one that evolves with use. All right. Courtney, let's chat about your funnel. Hey,
Hello, how are you?
great. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I've made a lot of headway. And so my funnel's a little different. I think when I was on last week, I had shared with you how I am doing an audio, kind of like a mini podcast, so to speak. And
Okay.
so instead of a video that is being sent to them, they are getting a dripped out podcast series. And that is
Okay.
how they will be. That's the funnel, basically. And
Okay.
so, where I am challenged, I've created the campaign. I've got all those emails all set to go. Each one of them has the audio in each email. So, there's five, four, can't remember. But each one has its particular audio for that day.
Okay.
Where I am challenged is where I have the opt-in page and I know
Mhm.
I am supposed to connect um what's the word? What's the automation to connect it to this particular campaign because I followed the flow of what was in the video series for the client funnel challenge,
Mhm.
having a gap in how to translate what we're being taught to what I am doing because it looks different.
Got you. Okay. So let me think for a second here, and I wanted to actually see if I could find like a visual version of this in my
Mhm.
free form, and I'm not sure that I have one, but that's okay. Um, Let me know first the podcast audios or the
Mhm.
mini the audios that you're sending out.
Mhm.
Are these pitching the offer that you're selling
At the end,
at the end of each of them?
no.
At the end of the final one?
Yes.
Okay. And who gets these emails? Do they opt into something else prior and then they indicate interest and then they're put into this campaign? Or are you just promoting the pod, like the audios on their own?
So it would very much follow the flow of how you have the webinar funnel.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Okay.
So then essentially they're opting in for some kind of free thing somewhere on your website.
Which is
And then
basically this audio series.
they're opting in for this.
Yes.
Okay. So the way that we set it up in the client funnel challenge, and I want to see if I can actually get in here and kind of show from like here's a diagram
Hmm.
and kind of show you visually what this looks like.
Hmm.
My recommendation, generally speaking, would be that if you're providing audio or video as a
Hmm.
means of nurturing toward, like in a series, nurturing toward a pitch at the end, I would
Hmm.
still put those on pages because you have the opportunity to do so much more with a page than
Okay.
just sending them a file to engage with.
Okay.
Um, so that would be the first thing is I would just highly recommend that you utilize pages that you're sending them to that has the audio embedded. They could certainly click to download, but then on that page, you're providing that secondary option to say, hey, if you like what you're hearing and you're interested in XYZ thing,
Hmm.
then you're really going to love this other thing, right?
Okay.
All right, so client funnel challenge modules for leveraged offers is what we're looking for. Okay, so this is the second version of the client funnel challenge.
Okay.
And let me go view this real quick and we can take a look at that together. Okay. I want to try to find like a visual model of this that you could work with. So it's this
Okay.
one, the courses, group programs, and leveraged
Okay.
offers. Or actually, you're in the client funnel challenge,
Hmm.
and it would be this one, the webinar
Yeah.
funnel one. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see here. I thought I had like a visual model of this. Yep. Maybe. Nope. Hold on. Anyway, I might need to get back to you on that. But essentially, what we're looking at here
Hmm.
is I'm going to skip over to a, I'm going to change my share and we're just going to work on something together here
Okay.
because I don't see where that visual model is and I don't want to take up a ton of time. Okay, so um, people are opting in to get an audio series from you, right?
Hmm. Correct.
Okay, so you're going to have a landing page. That landing page is, get my audio series.
Okay.
All right. And where you want to go from this audio series is selling a membership in a vault, correct?
Yes.
All right. So here's our membership.
Okay.
And we aren't, there's no secondary opt-in. If they say, yes, I want these audios, they will get pitched the membership, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So this is even simpler than the client funnel challenge indicates, but there are still some important things that you want to make sure you replicate.
Okay.
So for instance, if they opt in for the audio series,
Hmm.
they may be very interested and ready for what the membership offers, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so this authority page, so this would be the landing page.
Hmm.
This authority page is where you say, hey, all right, you got some audios headed your way. You're going to get those in a moment, but real quick, if you are these things, you may want to go and check out this thing, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
in that case, if they say yes, then we might skip them straight over to the sales page, or actually this would be a vault checkout page because you have a membership. So
Yeah.
you would have a vault checkout. And maybe you offer like a dollar trial for your first whatever, you got something there. So you've got an eventuality. It's not going to be true for everybody, but it's good to have
Sure.
where someone who says yes audios, ooh, she's got that. Let me go get it and they buy. So
Yeah.
you don't want to eliminate the possibility of that being able
Sure.
to happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's the authority page gives you that opportunity to first make sure that they gave you a good email address. Because if they
Okay.
didn't, then they're going to be wondering where those emails are.
Gotcha.
Right? And they will never actually be sold anything if they don't get them. And then
Hmm.
also to ideally maybe send them straight over to the purchase opportunity or to some other nurture opportunity that you have available. So a free group could be another thing that you connect them to here as well, if you would really prefer to only let the podcast do the selling.
Okay.
right? So
Yep.
then what I would do here is we've got a campaign message, and we've got, probably a series of these based on, however many of these you have that include the audios,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would really advise that certainly, yeah, point to the audios. And maybe each of these are going to a page, right? So here's a page that has this particular audio. Here's a
Mm-hmm.
page that has this particular audio.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or you could maybe choose to do this for the final one if you're really building up to the final one, because it sounds like
Mm-hmm.
you have a few and the final one does the pitch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, there's three, then there's the bonus, and the bonus has the pitch.
Okay. Okay, so then there's the bonus, and the bonus has the pitch. So you could have a page for each of these
Mm-hmm.
that could really fulfill a similar function to this here, where
Okay.
instead of just getting an audio file, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine, it's simple, it is the
Mm-hmm.
simplest path. It's
Mm-hmm.
not as polished and branded,
Mm-hmm.
and allowing you sort of the controls to understand that that person is indeed engaging with that thing, right?
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so because what you could do here is, and you could do this with a download file, to be fair, you could utilize an automation
Mm-hmm.
that is maybe on this page so
Mm-hmm.
that you can see whether or not that person actually clicked to download the file and listen to
Mm-hmm.
it. You could have a player embedded on the page as well if you want.
Okay.
Um, and what you might choose to do, because this is kind of the tricky piece here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can't guarantee that everybody's going to open and listen to every one of those,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And you certainly don't know necessarily that they're going to make it all the way to the end of this one where the pitch is made, but we still want the best chance of everybody in this campaign to
Mm-hmm.
see that this exists and to go with it, right?
Yes.
So if we want to increase those chances, you definitely want to make sure that you have a good number of more of these that keep delivering,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That start pointing to this, right? Because these, like here, are going to start pointing up here, right?
Okay.
And you may choose to just give them the audios here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then here with this bonus one, this is when you actually make the pitch, right? And it's, today I've got a special one for you. Head
Mm-hmm.
over here to grab it. I would encourage you to keep these because you're building the habit of going to a page, clicking a link to a page, right?
Okay.
Because if you throw them off on this day, it's different from all the other days. That's not going to
Sure.
work as well for you,
Sure.
right? So I would encourage you be consistent with whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But then make sure that maybe this is the way to do it. If people have not actually listened to the podcast or the audio that's here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you might not want to start laying into them with the hard sales messages,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So if you choose that, then this could be like a secondary thing where you know, an automation would apply here if they click the link
Mm-hmm.
to download the audio here,
Mm-hmm.
then they start getting the sales campaign,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe maybe otherwise, like this automation, this is a separate campaign here, right? So we'll just
Mm-hmm.
shorten this guy up. Um, so this is a separate campaign that would only be applied if they listen to this last one.
Mm-hmm.
If what you're talking about is such that like it would be fine for people to just get the sales messages anyway, then by all
Mm-hmm.
means, just include them in this original campaign. But depending on how you want to set that up, if it's really important for them to have heard whatever you're saying in the audio on this page,
Yeah, because
then
it actually articulates the membership.
yeah, yeah. So, and maybe, so this is a secondary campaign. I'll go ahead and pop that one down here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this one, the emails that are subsequent, uh, they keep pointing back to this same page, right? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
did you see the bonus? Hey, did you see the bonus? Hey, did you see the bonus? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they see the bonus and they click it, this campaign stops sending, and this sales campaign that pitches this starts sending. Does that make
Got
sense?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing then is instead of doing the emails, leading them to a page, because right now the way that the emails are set up is the audio player is embedded in the email. And yet from what I'm hearing, to be able to put them on a page and do the same exact thing, just embed it on the page, um, and just letting that automate to them is Am I getting that right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, what you're doing is you're building a habit in these first 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Open the email from you,
Mm-hmm.
click and listen to the thing on the page, or use that page to download it to your
Got
device
it.
or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Fourth day, big deal. This is a bonus. Email goes out. Hey, you're going to want to click this. And then that link is an
Mm-hmm.
automation, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the automation is going to remove this campaign, right? It's going to
Got it.
apply this campaign.
Got it.
And
Okay.
the redirect for the automation is to this page
Okay.
that has the bonus audio embedded. Does that make
Got it.
sense?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And see,
Okay.
the thing is, and what you're able to do throughout, and this is again why I think it would be more valuable to create pages to embed these podcasts
Mm-hmm.
than it will be to simply give them a file, is
Yep.
you can be building your credibility
Mm-hmm.
throughout. Like you could have testimonials and things like that on these pages beneath that player
Mm-hmm.
for the audio that are going to support and maybe plant more of those seeds that, oh wow, maybe I could work with Courtney, maybe she could help
Mm-hmm.
me in this way or that way, right? Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
I resonate with what that person said.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way they're getting more than just what's in the audio.
Mm-hmm.
And provided in some cases people don't they don't listen to the whole thing, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
engage with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so having that additional stuff on the page is going to be helpful to that. And also this page, when they click to go listen, the audio's there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then they've got this opportunity to purchase, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
could actually have a link that's on this page. Maybe it's time delayed, for the length of the audio.
Mm-hmm.
Or, we could just, tell them, hey, check your email. I've sent you something,
Okay.
because this campaign is applied with this automation. It removes the one that keeps sending the bonus and it
Okay.
applies the new one that sells the membership.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. My brain is overwhelmed, but it does.
I can get you a PDF of this that you can kind of work with, and of course we'll have a replay for this call as well.
Okay, that would be fabulous because I would say at this point I am good with creating the pages. I totally get that. And literally what I could do is just everything that I have put in those emails, that can be the page because it has all the things that you've just talked about as far as testimonials, all that kind of stuff. That's on each one of these pages that actually have the player in it. So I would just, well, I'm sorry, emails. So I would just switch that to pages. Where I know I will be challenged is the fourth one, adding the automation. That's going to be where I will be confused.
I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what you're going to do is in your um, okay. So what we'll do is you're going to have two campaigns. You're going to create those campaigns first, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first
Mm-hmm.
one is the one, just to go back here, the first
Okay.
one that you're going to create is this one. So this is, hey, you're getting the audio series. Here's the first audio. Here's the second audio. Here's the third. You got a bonus coming tomorrow. You don't want to miss this one. Make sure that you open it as soon as you get it. Here's the one with the bonus, goes to a page. Don't worry about the automation yet. You'll come back and insert it. And
Mm-hmm.
then subsequent emails still need to be pointing back to that bonus recording page, right?
Okay.
Because these are our opportunity and all of, and have a few of them. Hey, did you see it? Did you see it? Because if they didn't, they're going to keep getting this. If they did, they'll stop getting this and they'll start getting these,
Got it.
right? Because we don't want to pitch them on the program until they've actually accessed the audio,
Right.
right? Or at least
Right.
the page with the audio on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so create this campaign and then create, this is a sales campaign, right? So this is, they've assumed they have listened to, have had access to all the audios because they did open this page.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just promoting this now, right? This is
Okay.
straight up a sales campaign. So
Mm-hmm.
have those two campaigns created first, right?
Okay. Okay.
And then this page you'll want to also have created first that has your bonus, the actual sales audio,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the copy that you want. So have that page created because that's where this automation is going to redirect.
Okay.
Okay, so the automation you would set up as such. So you would go into your settings and create an automation. This is going to be, let me get into the Jane account before I start doing something crazy here in the wrong one. Okay. So we go here and we create an automation. We're going to name it move from nurture to sales for the program name, right?
Hmm.
And the first action will be to remove the nurture campaign.
Hmm.
So here's my initial nurture campaign, remove. I will add the sales campaign, add or restart. So here's my sales campaign. I'll
Hmm.
add that.
Hmm.
You may want to add a tag, remove a tag if you care about, figuring out who is in what segment. That's not necessary, but something that you could do. So
Yeah.
we want to stop sending the campaign that invites them
Okay.
to check out the bonus page. And then the final thing we're doing here is we're going to redirect them to a custom page, and this would be that I'm just going to call this the replay page.
Okay.
But this would be the that bonus
Right.
audio
Right.
page,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So what happens is when they click the link in their email, in that fourth email,
Hmm.
they're going to go get their audio just like they did every other day, the 3 days before.
Got
Except
it.
now, when they click, it's telling your system, all right, it's ready to sell to them,
Hmm.
right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I would maybe consider when you're setting up your sales campaign, instead of having it start on a day zero,
Hmm.
you might start it on a day one,
Okay.
right? Or
Yep.
if you do a day zero, maybe have a time delay of a certain amount of minutes or something like that, just to give them the opportunity to have listened to the audio before you start sending the sales messages,
Okay.
right? And then
Got
you just click add automation. And then what you do is when you are setting up this initial nurture campaign, and on that fourth day, when we're saying, here, come check out your, here we'll say, go listen to the podcast, right?
hmm hmm
We would paste that automation link here, right? So automation link goes in the URL. You can see it's in the brackets. And
Got
we'll
it.
say, listen to the episode now, or bonus episode, right?
Hmm
And we'll click that. And when they click this, it's going to take them to the page. They have no idea that there's other stuff happening in the background. It's going to
hmm
remove them from the reminders to go listen to the episode, right?
Got it.
And it's going to start sending them sales messages.
Okay. Okay.
So that makes sense?
Yes and no.
All right. All right. I'm gonna get you the PDF. And if
Okay.
you've got questions, feel free, ask away.
Okay.
Uh, I believe you've got this.
All right. I so appreciate you taking the time
Yeah,
to really
absolutely.
map that out. Doing that map really helped me. So yeah, I do really see a way forward. It's just, it's new information, right?
Yeah,
So
it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really will appreciate that PDF. And thank you, Ashley. You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, sure thing. All right. Let me see. Demo the automation. Lost again. Don't worry, Denny. Cross the bridge when you get to it. Oh, good, good. That definitely helped. Excellent. So we do have training on automations, and very specifically, as these automations pertain to funnels. If you are in the client funnel challenge, which is free if you have it tracked well, the leveraged offers version is going to teach you exactly how to do what I just did. The difference is that in the leveraged offers version of the client funnel challenge, you're using a webinar, right? So if in the example that we just went over with Courtney, we've got two campaigns, and what we're doing, I don't want to mess up hers, but what we're doing is instead of sending to a vault right away, we're sending to an opportunity to, we're inviting on our authority page to watch a webinar, and then we are sending them straight to the webinar and applying an automation, right? And the webinar is going to pitch. And just like this is our nurture campaign because they downloaded our download, when they finally say yes to the webinar that's being offered in this campaign and they're sent to this webinar page, then they start receiving the sales campaign, which sends them to a sales page, right? So it is basically the same. You use that automation in a couple of different places in the client funnel challenge, and there are videos, resources, etc., to help you get that set up. And yeah, if you want to know where to find that in a Tractwell, again, if you have a Tractwell, this is free for you. Go over here to the Success Academy and click on online resources and courses and click right here on the Client Funnel Challenge and you can get access. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around, having great ideas, great questions, and just, being awesome people. One more question. Denny says, if we have all this information, is this something Pam can walk us through on a call with her? I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have a call with Pam and you want to have this particular function happen, then maybe shoot me an email beforehand. I can make sure that Pam is fully read in. She's gonna know how this stuff works because Pam is smarter than me in a lot of this stuff. I just get on here and explain it. But just so she's clear on how I have it set it up, I'd be happy to brief her on that before you have a call with her. So just shoot me a message, Ashley@attractwell.com. All right. Thank you guys for being awesome. We will be back here same time next week. And we're going to do some Q4 planning, right? We're going to do some evaluation of our systems and prepping for the season ahead. So nearing the end of summer, getting ready for the fall. Hope you guys have a great weekend and stay cool wherever you are. And we'll see you back here same time next week.